What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here. Welcome back to another video here on the channel. And today we're going to take a look obviously at match day number 5 in La Liga. We're going to take a look at the match between Barcelona and Girona and everything you need to know before that game starts. On this channel, we do a lot of football discussion videos just like this one, previews, reaction, and much more. So if you're into that, be sure to click the subscribe button down below so you don't miss anything of the content that we upload here on this channel. But now, let's get right into it. So the first thing that we always do in any of my previews is take a look at how both teams approach this game. In the case of Barcelona, we have a team which just beat PSV 4-0 in the Champions League, and I think that many of us got surprised by that, by how easy was this PSV team to beat. PSV really looked like a team that were just like 1 or even 2 levels underneath Barcelona, when in reality, I think that on their day, PSV can beat any single team. They're really a good team, and we just make them look childish that day. We really made them do that, all due respect to PSV. And I just think that this is a good sign, a good reason, an argument to just pinpoint and say that that team that we saw the other day start, so I'm talking about Piqué, Umtiti, Ter Stegen, Roberto, Jordi Alba, Busquets, Rakitic, Coutinho, Dembélé, Messi and Suarez, I think that 11 is probably going to be our main 11 for the remainder of the season. That's gonna be like our team. Then whenever there's a difficult match, that's gonna be our main 11. I just feel that Valverde has created that chemistry because he played this 11 like so many times in a row now, that the understanding between the players in that squad, in that 11, is just really sublime. It's like almost perfect. It's really, really good. And I think this is going to open the door for some rotations, hopefully in this game against Girona. I want to see some rotations because it's certainly, we may have that 11 prepared, and I think that nothing really is going to change them. I don't think Arthur, Malcolm, Vidal, not any player is going to be able to break through right now during that team, unless there's any big major injuries. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking Valverde is like pinpointing out. That's what I feel Valverde is showing with the selection of his team recently. So I feel that we must be able to give some players a little bit of a rest. Our next game is going to be away at Leganés, and certainly we're going to want our main 11 there, because always away games are very, very hard. And after that, we have an Atletico Bilbao game at home, and Atletico Bilbao is always very, very hard. So possibly our first 11 will also start that game. So we need some sort of rotation like right now. If we don't want Messi, we don't want Suarez or even Dembélé, which has been playing to an outstanding level at the start of this season, if we don't want them to get fatigued, if we don't want them to get injured because of just how much they are playing, we need to start rotating in games like this, in games where the threat is there. Like Girona is a very good team, they are a good team on their day, but it's not just like an overwhelming threat, you know. They're not like a Bayern Munich. They're not a team just like that. They're a team that there is like 30% possibilities out there that they can beat us, but we should take that and just rotate some players. Turning on the page and talking about our opponents Girona for tomorrow, I gotta say that Girona is actually a team that has surprised me about how they have started this season. They have played also 4 games. It's going to be their 5th game just like us, and in this case they've won 2 of those games, draw 1 and lost the other, and the only loss they had once against Real Madrid, which, to be honest, if you take on paper, it's like the game they're going to lose. But they have beaten Villarreal and they have also beaten Celta de Vigo. They're a team that are not afraid to play. They're a team that they know what they have and they're gonna utilize that. In 3 out of their 4 games, they have been using a back 5 that they use against Real Madrid, Villarreal, and Celta de Vigo. Real Madrid, like I said, once again, the team they're most gonna likely lose against. But then against Villarreal, away, they managed to win with that formation. Then against Celta de Vigo, they did the same. And the similarity here is that they all played against teams, Villarreal and Celta de Vigo, teams that really like to utilize that possession. And they only had an average of 36% of possession between both of those games. Are you kidding me? They don't need possession to hurt teams. They really, really don't. They managed to have 11 shots minimal between Villarreal and Celta de Vigo. Celta de Vigo, they had 11 shots, and against Villarreal, if I'm not wrong, they had 14 shots. And they had 14 shots and 11 shots with only an average of, once again, 36 possession. They really do not need that possession. They can hurt us, and that's gonna be a really big pain in the ass. Teams like this, teams that just have that ability to have a good counter-attack, and just basically just like rape our defense in basically like 3 passes are teams that we need to watch out for. This is something that you may say, oh, you said the same thing against PSV. Everybody said the same thing at PSV and we won 4-0. Yes, I said this, but every game is completely different. Every game can be something new. So we must rest assured, we must be cautious with what we do with the Girona team, because they can hurt us. They really can. We know that that initial game, the first game we had against Girona at their own home ground in last season, was actually a pretty difficult game. The next one, it was like Camp Nou, so it's a little bit different, but this is the first game of the season. We don't know how Girona are going to approach us. They are certainly in a very good run right now. So we must be careful with what we do. We must treat them with caution and always respect our opponents. Because as soon as the moment comes where we just overestimate them, that's the moment where we get completely pulverized. So in this channel, I do not accept that. I do not accept people disrespecting our opponents, because we say this thing to Roma. I said that thing with Roma, and look at now. Roma got to the semifinals and we got home. So if there's someone I would like to see on the starting 11 for the match against Girona, is going to be Arturo Vidal. Arturo Vidal for me is a player that can help us a lot with those types of team. A player that certainly was brought in to help us deal with those kind of strategies. And I think Vidal would be a very good incorporation in this team. But the problem that I had when selecting Vidal for this starting 11 was basically, who am I going to take out? Dembele is enjoying such a good run of form that I just don't want to touch the guy. Like, let him be, because he's playing at a wonderful level. He already scored more goals than he scored last season. So let's keep Dembele as it is. Suarez the same. Suarez seems to be getting back in form, and we cannot stop that. Messi, are you gonna really take him out? Coutinho, we're gonna need him to break down the defense. Rakitic, his work rates are just really good. So at the end of the day, the player that I'm going to take out is going to be Sergio Busquets. I just feel that this game like gets broken, and what I mean about that is just that all tactics and everything are thrown out the window, meaning that Girona are gonna go like into our back and forwards. It's gonna be a game that's gonna be attacking, defend, attacking, defend, attacking, defend. I feel that in a game like that, Busquets really don't have much to do. So Vidal is going to be an incorporation there. And I feel that it could be a good thing, a good addition, just to try it out, just to rotate some stuff. Later, take Suarez out, put Malcolm, see how we work with a false 9. A game like this should be a little bit complicated in the first half, but after that I think we're going to be able to have a breakthrough. We're going to need a little bit of a Messi free kick or a Messi-esque play to break it down, and then we should have more rotations. I don't really like seeing rotations just in like the last 20 minutes. Doesn't really make much sense, because the players who are coming in don't necessarily have enough game time to just get a grip of things, and the players coming out, they just play a little bit too much, where at the end of the day it doesn't really matter if you take them in like in 10 minutes or 10 minutes before, because they're gonna be equally as exhausted. So that's the thing. I think that we should be making rotations a little bit earlier, and a little bit rotations from the starting 11. Just take Sergio Busquets out, put Vidal in. The first few minutes is where we really struggle. Try something out just to see what's gonna happen, because right now is a moment where we can experiment. This is the moment where we already know our starting 11. That's going to be it for the Champions League. So let's focus on another parts of our team that certainly needs a little bit of improvement, and that we can know how to handle in the Champions League, a competition where you only have one time to try out. So with all of that being said, the starting 11 for this game, I think is going to be Marc-André ter Stegen in goal. For the right, Sergio Roberto, Gerard Piqué. I'm going to go with Clement Lenglet instead of Umtiti. I just feel that Lenglet needs to try to play alongside Piqué for a while, needs to see how they develop. They need to get a grip and understanding of each other, because he's going to be coming in a very important moment against Spurs. All these matches are individual, yes, but we need to start thinking about the next few matches and the next fixtures we have, and Umtiti is not going to be able to play at Wembley, so we need Lenglet to step there and see how he gets to play. Basically, he needs a little bit more game time, because there's no way we're going to be putting Lenglet in Wembley against Spurs in our most difficult game without like enough game time. Lenglet needs to get adapted and needs to just get a grip on things. So give Lenglet a little bit of game time, please. For the left, Jordi Alba. In the midfield, I'm going to go, like I said, with Vidal, Rakitic, and Coutinho. Busquets is probably going to start, but I just would like to see Vidal just to see how he does in a game like this. And basically, this is where he plays best, like in games like this. So let's try Vidal out. And then up top, I'm going to go with Dembele, Messi, and Suarez, because I just feel that those players are just incredible. And their form right now, it's almost like impossible to take away. They are playing such good football together that makes no sense if we take one of them out, because we're just gonna break completely the coherence between each other. So I feel that the game is gonna go as follows. I feel that we're gonna have a tough start to this game. We'll need to look for that initial goal. I think that we can get the goal at the end of the first half, so hopefully around the 40th minute we can get the first goal. And then I feel that Girona may give us a little bit of a scare, may score a goal here and there, I'm not too sure, but Barcelona should win it by the end very comfortably. I think Barcelona could win this game 4-1. Hopefully it happens. Hopefully it happens. 4-1 is going to be my prediction for this game. Leave me your predictions in the comment box down below and tell me what do you think about this video and all your suggestions and everything also down below. And basically that's gonna be it for today. See you tomorrow for the match reaction. Remember to drop us a like and leave us a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.